Hello and welcome to Meet the Producers, a Brunswick podcast powered by Brunswick Area Television. I'm Ben Staunton, and sitting here next to me is the Grand Poobah of the Loyal Order of Water Buffaloes, Tom Kepler. How's it going, Tom?
What an introduction.
That is an introduction. That's a great introduction for you because, I know you are the Grand Poobah, and I want people to know it at home, so just getting it out there now so they all know.
I'll take it. I've been called worse. Speaking of being called worse, no. How are you, Ben?
I'm doing fantastic. We got the mics going, and we got a great guest in here today. And I'm going to let you go ahead and tell us who we're talking to. Who are we talking to, Tom?
He's the man of many talents. We call him Danny K. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. Great to be here on Brunswick Area TV.
Yeah, you've been on for quite a while, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking about it on the way here from downtown Cleveland. I work downtown. That my first public broadcaster show was on Time Warner in Cleveland, Ohio. Then I heard something about Brunswick Area TV. I think it was like in 2012, 2013. And I've been on ever since with like 3 multiple shows and having a great time with you guys. I think you guys do a great job for the city of Brunswick and Northeast Ohio.
We're always happy to hear that. We have to check Ben, our historian. 2012, that's when we started public access, isn't it? Or is that a little...
Actually, public access started back in 2002. So you're about 10 years off, but that's okay.
That's when we moved into this building, though. So
Yes, 2011 is when we moved in here. So, yeah. You got it. Yeah.
It's almost like over like 14 years on Brunswick Area TV. That's great. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, since 2012. We loved every minute of it, too.
Yep.
What are your shows? If we're flipping through the channel, we're looking for Danny K.
Yeah, let me go back. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio in the 60s and 70s, and there was like 3 stations, and the UAW's 6143 took over, but Cleveland was great for local programming back in the 60s and 70s. We had had polka varieties. We had Bowling for Dollars, Gene Carroll's show. I was a big fan of the Houlihan and Big Chuck show.
Nice.
The Ghoul.
Classic.
Super Host. So I just loved those shows. And I went to a Goulardi Fest in 2011. And matter of fact, Little John was on stage. And he was talking about Fox TV, turned over to just Fox 8, canceled the Big Chuck and Little John show Friday night. And he's going, and he was bad-mouthing Fox 8. Big Chuck wasn't, but it was funny because Little John was saying, those, we're the number one, a show in Cleveland, but they took us off the air for info commercials or whatever they were showing. So I said, I went home. I had this one camera, a little camera, and I go, I was doing shows when I was in the teenagers with my friends. And I go, let's see if I still have the mojo. So I says, let me do a horror host show. Because I always, like I said, love Houlihan Big Chuck. I like Super Host and Ghoul. And I was going to just roll all those 3 shows into one. So I came up with the idea, Daughter of the Ghoul Show. All right? Because there was a guy on Akron doing a Son of the Ghoul show.
Sure.
Kevin Scarpino. And I said, well, let me do that. Let me do the Daughter of the Ghoul show, but it's going to be a mixture of the Houlihan and Big Chuck show, because I wrote 30 skits, for that show, like 5-minute skits. It's part of the Ghoul show, where I did, a movie with sound effects. I thought that was always hilarious. Houlihan and Big Chuck never did the sound effects with that, and it was a little bit of the Super Host, his comedy. But I also, again, grew up watching 61 and 43, and I would come home from school when I was a teenager and watch reruns of the Three Stooges and Little Rascals. So most of my comedy that was in the Daughter of the Ghoul show, which I think I first aired in 2012, I did my comedy kind of Three Stooges and Little Rascals. Now, my first host of the show, if I'm talking too much, guys, just say something.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, my first show, I had this host called Zafin. It was my nephew's girlfriend. She did about 3 shows. So I was looking for a new host. So I went to a Cinema Wasteland. It was at the Holiday Inn Strongsville. I think they do it twice a year.
That's like a meet and greet?
Yeah, it's and it's like more or less, really weird B movies and horror host stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, I met this guy called Bob from R&K Films, and he was selling his, films there. And I told him, we hit off. We're the same age. We hit it off on going. I says, I'm looking for a new host. He goes, I have the perfect lady for you. I'm going, yeah, who? Her name is Janet Decay. Well, I like that name. So, matter of fact, she lived in Medina at the time. I had a meeting right down the street at this Mexican restaurant right there, and we worked it was a 2-hour show at that time, a 2-hour show, and we did the comedy skits, we did a whole movie and stuff like that, and we did it for about a year, and that brought me into, I think, 2013, 14. My other passion was polka varieties. So I started doing a TV show called Polka Time Ohio and More. Well, I said and more for us because we did more than polkas. We did like dance groups and stuff like that. So it was more than the polkas and stuff like that. So I put the Daughter Ghoul show on hold. And you might know Janet Decade. She had a show that was on Bat TV called The Mummy and the Monkey. Sure. Yeah. Her and her James got to start with the Daughter Ghoul show, to do their own show. So she started, successful with that show. So again, did the Polka Time Ohio and More show. Then I was always, again, a pro wrestling fan. I love pro wrestling. And so I started doing pro wrestling in Northeast Ohio, went to Youngstown, Toledo, and was doing a lot of pro wrestling. I did a midget wrestling last year, and I thought it was fantastic. But that is my forte, was Polka Time Ohio and More, Daughter Ghoul show. Now, we brought the Daughter Ghoul show back a few years ago. I had a new host called Morgan Ziva, and she did a great job. And I just thought, I didn't want to do the Daughter Ghoul horror, because at that time, there's so many people doing it in Cleveland, Ohio. Mm-hmm. And I just said, something, I'm going to change the format a little bit, plus the 2 hours is way too long. People don't want to watch shows for 2 hours anymore. It's like, okay, the lifespan's like an hour at most. So I named it the Cleveland at Night, a half a movie. So I cut the movie down to a half. And I did the comedy skits with Morgan Ziva. So it's called Cleveland Night, a half a movie. So it kind of the same format as a Daughter Ghoul show. But it was more, like I said, 1 hour format with the comedy skits and half of a movie. So I was talking to Ben in the lobby that we are going to bring the Polka Time Ohio and More show back to Cleveland. And Brunswick Area TV, we're going to be doing it right, some bands right in your studio. What do you think about that, guys?
That sounds great. Yeah, we've had a lot of people call and ask what happened to the show. We have a lot of polka fans here in Brunswick, and I know that they'll be ecstatic to know that it's coming back, because I've had people call. We have a gentleman who calls all the time, and Tom can attest to this, that when the shows don't air that are polka, he lets us know. So we have somebody who's an avid watcher, and we have quite a few that tell us on the phone or see us out and about and tell us. So,
that's our gauge. If there's something wrong with our transmission and it affects polka, we hear about it.
Yeah, that's good to hear. When I do these shows, I do it because I enjoy it. Am I rich off of it? No, but I really enjoy it, and that's good to hear that people watch it. Yeah. And since Facebook got popular, I put a lot of my shows on Facebook and YouTube, so I get a lot of response from that too, from messages and stuff like that. So it's good that, but what my thing was when I started doing as a kid, I always said if I can make 2 people laugh, I did my job. Yeah. So now I'm seeing I have a larger audience, and that's fantastic. Now, but with my latest project I've been doing for the last couple of years now is called, I started a new Facebook page. It's called DMK Sports Network. So I'm getting more into wrestling. I did a lot of boxing matches this year. I did some football games. I did some baseball with the Lake Erie Crushers, the interviews with the manager. And this year I just, like I said, I was talking to Ben, Tom, and that we are going to bring pro wrestling back to Cleveland, Ohio. And I want Brunswick Area TV to be one of the major stations that we're going to be broadcasting the show from.
You're welcome here anytime.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know if a lot of people heard, I did a lot of pro shows, pro wrestling shows on Brunswick Area TV. And in the lobby, as a matter of fact, one of the play-by-play announcers, color commentary, his name is Stan Stankowski. If you want him, I can bring him in if you want to talk to him.
We have your co-host here, too?
His name is Stan Stankowski. He's the color commentary for the pro wrestling. I'll bring him in.
Hey, come on in, Stan. You will grab him, and then I will tell people real quick, while you're doing that, about the show times that you have on. So you have Cleveland at Night, and that one's currently airing on the channel. It's Mondays at 2 a.m., 11 a.m., 6 p.m., and 11 p.m. That's Cleveland at Night. It's Mondays at 2 a.m., 11 a.m., 6 p.m., and 11 p.m. And the other one that's on the channel is DMK Sports Network, and that one airs on Sundays. That's a monthly show at 1 a.m. and 11 p.m. So you can watch that for an entire month. DMK Sports Network, Cleveland at Night, airs for 2 weeks, and then it changes out to a new program. And we talked about Polka Time, Ohio, and more. We're hoping that's coming back soon. And we had Daughter of the Ghoul on there. Those two shows are currently not on the channel, but if this is 6 years from now, you're still listening to this podcast because it's so great, I'd love for you to listen to it that many times. They may be back on. So check our listings. You can check the city's website and see our listings through the BAT link, which is www.brunswick.oh.us, and the Brunswick Area Television tab, where you can find all of our television programs and listings, so you can find out when your favorite shows are on, like Cleveland at Night and DMK Sports Network.
I think he's coming in.
All right, I hear him.
Stan Stankowski, right?
Yep, this is Stan Stankowski, the Polish Prince. How's it going, Tom and Jerry?
How are you, Jerry?
Well, it's got a name change. Totally.
What is it, Tom and Jerry?
No, it's Ben. Stan.
Ben?
Yes.
Oh, whatever. Ben, okay, all right. Anyway, but yeah, you're going to have to call, instead of calling me the Polish Prince, you can call me Stan Stankowski. And I do pro wrestling with DMK Sports Network, and we're bringing it back to Cleveland, Ohio. Now, I'm older than you guys. I'm older than dirt. I used to be a manager of pro wrestling back in Cleveland in the 1970s and 80s. You know who I managed? Great wrestlers like Johnny Flowers.
Johnny Flowers.
He's powerful, isn't he?
He is.
No, he's flowerful.
No, I tell you, you might think of Johnny Powers from
I was
70s. You heard of Johnny Powers?
It somewhat rings a bell, but
Okay.
yes.
Older people might know Johnny Flowers, who I managed. He was like a flower child. He was a popular in the 1970s in Cleveland, Ohio for big-time wrestling. Now, Johnny Flowers had a finishing move called the Flower Power.
Wow.
He would get behind a wrestler, put a submission hold so tight that his opponent would pass out.
Oh, my God.
Ouch.
That's Johnny Flowers. What do you think about that, guys?
That's something else.
That is amazing. It sounds to me like that guy's going to need flowers because he's in the hospital. Sounds painful, that move.
Yeah.
Well, I have another guy.
Is he still wrestling?
What's that?
Is he still wrestling?
No, Johnny Flowers is not wrestling anymore. He's been retired. I think he lives in Canada now, but he's been gone. But another guy I managed was Bobo Brazier.
Bobo Brazier. That sounds familiar to me.
I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling growing up, so I don't know Bobo.
All right, there was a guy named Bobo Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Black
Maybe
guy,
that's what
Bobo
I'm
Brazil.
thinking.
No, this guy was
Okay.
called Bobo Brazier.
Okay. That sounds French.
He's an African American wrestler from the 70s and 80s. Now, he wrestled so much he would have cauliflower ears.
Oh.
So he would come out wearing the brassiere over his head, and the cups would cover his ears so they could protect it from his cauliflower ears. That's Bobo Brazier.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Safety first.
Hey, you got to protect your ears.
But anyway, Tom and Jerry or Ben and whatever your guys' name is. Anyway, pro wrestling, we'll be back in Cleveland, and DMK Sports Network's going to be doing it. I'll be ringside. I hope your crew's going to be helping out. That's coming up this year, pro wrestling in Cleveland, Ohio.
You heard it here first, Ben or Jerry. How do you want? Or Ben and Jerry.
Well, it could be Ben and Jerry or Tom and Jerry. Either way, we either have an ice cream or we're doing a cartoon. I'm not sure which. So
I'm just excited for local wrestling. How about that?
me too. And so I'm assuming Bobo, he's not wrestling anymore either. He's retired.
No, these guys are from the 70s. Come on. They're probably like 80, 90 years old by now.
They're a page right out of history.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They could be really in top physical condition. You never know. They could
That's
still be
true.
doing
And
it.
look like Ric Flair. I mean, Ric Flair had his, fair wear thing. Like, and also, aren't the Rolling Stones going to be downtown? I seen those dudes in 1982. It's called their Fair Wear Tour. And now they're still playing. What's going on with these old dudes?
It's sometimes hard to say goodbye. Maybe that's the problem. Sometimes it's hard to say goodbye.
I don't know. I just Rolling Stones, whatever. But again, pro wrestling was very popular in the 70s in Cleveland, and we're bringing it back, and it's great to be here on Cat Bat TV.
I think there's a letter wrong on there.
That's it below the belt.
What is it called?
I think it's Bat. Yes, it's Bat you're referring
Oh,
to.
Bat
Yes,
TV.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right. Yeah, that's fine. All right. I got to go now. I got some other podcasts I do, so I'll see you guys later.
All right, that's the Polish Prince. Stan Stankowski stopped in to say hi and tell us a little bit about wrestling. And I wonder if Danny Kaye's still down the hallway, or I don't know. I think he's looking for some other guests or something he was talking about. But hopefully he'll be back shortly. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. What do you think, Tom?
No, that's nothing wrong with that. You got local talent, bringing in more talent. Here's Danny. Let me ask you this. Everything you do seems to be passion-oriented.
Yes.
So wrestling, that's entertainment, that's athletics. Polka, that's entertainment, that's something you love. What would you say motivates everything? Is it going back to your childhood, or is it what gets you excited for this now?
Again, I grew up in Strongsville in 1978. I graduated. I was a class clown, so I was always doing the fun stuff. And again, I had an 8mm camera when I was a kid and started doing commies. So again, watching the Three Stooges, Little Rascals, Who Let Big Chuck. I loved Who Let Big Chuck's skits. That they did with Little John and Art Lafredo and all those guys. I thought it was the funniest stuff in the world. Now, of course, I went to the Ghoul, watched the Ghoul for a while, and he was something new, like Howard Stearns was, and everyone went to him. But I went back to Who Let Big Chuck because I just love, the skits they used to do. And so Who Let Big Chuck was a big influence, to me. Now, when I started the Dollar Ghoul show, I think the first year I did it, I was at the Ghoularty Fest. I had a booth at the Ghoularty Fest. And Big Chuck came up to me, before it opened up that Friday, and looked at me, and I'm shaking. I'm going, this is my idol, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like meeting Babe Ruth as a baseball player or something like that. This is my idol. He shakes my hands, looking at Daughter of the Ghoul, and he goes, "Keep it up, kid."
Nice.
And he used to watch. He used to watch my Facebook page and stuff like that, and so it was, and I got to talk to Houlihan a little bit, and so this is like I said, when he came up to me and shook my hand, I just kind of was shaking. So, and it's funny because for almost 7 years now, I've been to the Woolly Bear Parade. I have Polka Time Ohana Moore in the Woolly Bear Parade, and Dick God, of course, passed away, but Big Chuck and Little John are in the parade too. So that's always a fun weekend in October, September when they do it. But
That's always great when the living legends you look up to are humble like that and treat you so well.
Yeah, again, I was just shaking my boots, and it's like, wow, this is great.
So part of the reason I ask that is you find the production aspect of things fun as well.
Yes.
So if you're looking for help, part of our mission now is to team up people with the creative ideas with the people who maybe are camera shy or just want to learn and get introduced to this. So if somebody's thinking, man, I like wrestling, or I might want to work with this guy, he sounds like fun, they could reach out and you might teach them how to run camera, similar to how we do at the station here. But you guys could go all hours of the night, go out filming athletics and music and stuff.
That's funny how you said that, Tom, because I've been doing a lot of boxing matches for the last 2 years. And in between my boxing matches and my show, I had an ad looking for camera guys, looking for play-by-play guys. Yeah, I'm looking for more actresses, or actors to do comedy skits. Matter of fact, DMK Sports Network, we are going to need camera guys for our pro wrestling shows. I'll leave my number, 216-956-1389. DMK Sports Networks will do any kind of sporting thing. So if you're a coach, you have a little league baseball team, soccer team, give me a call. We'll bring a crew out for free and air it on Brunswick Area TV. I think it's great.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, I'm always looking for people. Again, I make no money doing this. I just do it for the love of it. Right now, it's just something that I enjoy doing.
My mom always said you can't be found sitting on the couch, so get out there and do something about it.
Yeah,
That's true. What did you say the phone number was again? Give it to us one more time.
216-956-1389. Contact me,
Sure.
because it's fun doing. I mean, I have a lot of people I'm at boxing matches or even at horror host conventions. Hey, I want to do it. I give them my business card. They never call me.
Yeah.
And I go, well, you lose,
Yeah.
You fall in love with this stuff. And again, I do comedy, but it's all PG. I don't get into R-rated stuff like that. But it's PG, and again, we have a good time doing it.
Good. What do you think, Ben?
Well, I think I heard the front door ring, and I think Chris might have let him in. I don't know, but I think Danny's going to have to go up and get him. You have one more person stopping in, don't you?
You know, I just told you that we did the Daughter of the Ghouls show. He started with the Daughter of the Ghouls show, and then he did Cleveland tonight. Matter of fact, he hosted a couple shows tonight, and this guy, it's an appropriate name. You know what his name is?
Well, I know his name, but I don't want to steal your thunder. Go ahead and tell everybody.
It's called The Unknown Annoying Comic. He wears a mask. I don't know who this dude is. He showed up to my studio one day and just started doing, comedy. And I said, well, I'll put him on. But I tell you right now, every time he has a show, people boo him. But he's a big thing with Cleveland at Night now, and he's called The Unknown Annoying Comic. I'll bring him in.
All right. You go ahead and grab him. And once again, since he's on Cleveland at Night, every once in a while he makes a guest appearance. I'll tell you once again, those times for Cleveland at Night are Mondays at 2 a.m., 11 a.m., 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. if you want to check it out. You can also catch those shows, the most recent shows, at bat.vibit.com.
This must be him. Look at that suit.
I like the mask.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't boo me. Do you know who I am? I'm the Unknown Annoying Comic. Hey, where the heck am I? Is this Brunswick, Ohio?
Brunswick.
This is Brunswick.
What'd you say?
Brunswick. This is Brunswick.
Whatever. Hey, okay, I heard that guy leave and said, hey, how's it going, Tom and Jerry?
Wow, we're really rolling with that.
Introduce yourself, Ben.
I'm Ben Staunton, and this is...
Wait, what's your name?
Ben Staunton.
Ben?
Yes.
Wait. I know that name, Ben. Yeah, there was a movie in the 70s on Ben. You made a movie. It's about a rat, right?
I have heard that, and the song was done by what, Michael Jackson?
Yeah, Michael Jackson. He was a kind of a weird dude, that Michael Jackson, whatever. I got a lot of jokes about Michael Jackson, but Tom told me to keep it clean. So all you Kleberg kooks, keep it clean. I gotta get going. I gotta meet Stan Sankowski for a beer down the street, folks. Hey, Tom and Jerry, Ben, and whatever your name is, I'll see you guys later. This is the Unknown Annoying Comic. Hey, I told you, quit booing me, Kleberg kooks. I'll see you later, gang.
Well, thanks for stopping in. That was definitely an interesting a meeting. I've never met that guy before. I've seen him on your show lots of times, but I have never met him before, Danny. So thanks for having him come in with you.
You know, something I'm a low budget. I do a lot of my shows in my garage myself, and that's why I had to come to Brunswick. You guys got to come here for a tour sometimes, because Brunswick Area TV has a great studio. And but I had him in my house a couple times, the Unknown Annoying Comic, and my wife hates his guts. Says, "Why do you bring that guy here? I hate that guy so much." I'm going, well, he's a pretty good showmanship, so he's great for Cleveland at Night and the Daughter of the Ghouls show. But he's been working with me for about 10 years, along with Stan Sankowski's been with me for 2 years now, and myself, Danny Kaye, I do the play-by-play announcing for the wrestling along with a couple of other guys, and Stan Sankowski does the color commentary since he was a manager for years, but both those guys are characters, So, but thanks for having them on, guys.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having them come out with you. So is there anything else you want to add for listeners before we head on out?
No, I just think, people from Brunswick, Polka Time, Ohio is coming back. So we'll be doing bringing some bands right here for Tom and Ben to produce and direct. And it's coming back. And we're going to be going throughout Northeast Ohio, a lot of festivals this year, summer festivals, and doing it. Now, when I did Polka Time Ohio more in 2013-14, I tell you, I must have done over 20-something bands in Northeast Ohio. So there's a lot of polka bands that people don't even know about. And they're still active in in Northeast Ohio. So we're bringing them all back. So if anybody out there in Brunswick Area TV has a favorite band they want to hear, let Tom and Ben know, and we'll get them on the show.
The Chardon Polka Band played here over the summer.
Yeah, they're very good. Matter of fact, they had a couple reality TV shows, and he's a character.
Yeah.
What's this guy's name?
I think the lead guy is Jake.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're very good, very good, very good. And that's funny. I've been doing a Polka Time show for a while. I never had them on my show.
Really?
Never had the Chardon Polka Band. I almost had every band except for the Chardon Polka Band.
The Rust Belt, we're a hot spot for polka.
Yep.
Have you ever been to the Cleveland Polka Hall of Fame?
Yes, matter of fact, I have a shirt that says Polka Time Ohio Morning. I was wearing it the other day, and a guy goes, I live in Euclid. I've never been to that Polka Hall of Fame. I'm going, I've been there many times. But it's a smaller thing, and they sell stuff. But yeah, the Polka Hall of Fame right here in Euclid, Ohio. So yeah, I've been there many times.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, we're happy to have all that entertainment because I think if you're not having fun, you're miserable. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, again, I used to, as a kid, I watched, that's how I started doing Polka Time Ohio more because I watched Polka Variety as a kid. But my favorite polka guy, and he's from Cleveland, Ohio. I think he grew up in the 156 area. Frank Yankovic.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
Yep, Frank Yankovic, and he was the best. And a matter of fact, I forget what year it was. I seen him at it was the Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds, for the fair, and he was there, and he was sitting down playing the accordion. But Frank Yankovic was an icon in Cleveland, Ohio, and more or less. There's a difference between polkas out there. There's the Polish polka bands. They have the brass, stuff like that, and the Slovenian. More or less, Frank Yankovic was more of a Slovenian polkas and stuff like that. So he was my idol too, growing up in the 70s and 60s.
Cool. Well, you name dropped Yankovic and Big Chuck and Little John and all that. Through everyone you met and all your productions, what has been your favorite memory so far?
My favorite memory again was when Big Chuck came up to me at the Goulardi Fest and shook my hand. I just said, this is my idol. Now, throughout my years also doing the Daughter Ghoul show, I've been to a lot of horror host conventions. I met Adrienne Barbeau. I met a bunch of B-movie actors and stuff like that. And I would say 80% of them, 90% of them were the nicest people in the world. And you're going to meet that 10% that, who am I talking to? It's like, okay. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'm not going to mention their names. But, I met a lot of, movie celebrities and, in horror conventions in Cleveland, Ohio. And I just, these are the nicest people in the world. And they sit down just like me and you are doing right now and just talk, and it's fun. But so, again, keeping a Cleveland tradition alive, that's my motto with DMK Productions.
Love it. Nice. Ben, why don't you give us a rundown of the shows and when they air now?
So once again, we've got Cleveland at Night. That's Mondays at 2 a.m., 11 a.m., 6 p.m., and 11 p.m. And DMK Sports Network airs on Sundays at 1 a.m. and 11 p.m. And once again, those shows are available online on our on-demand site, bat.vibit.com. And they'll be up there for at least 3 months after they originally air on the channel. So you can check them out there, check out some older shows or whatever. And then once Polka Time Ohio and more comes back, we'll have them on the channel, and you can check out the playback times once again at brunswick.oh.us under the Brunswick Area Television section there, and you find out when they're on.
That's great. Sounds like there's a lot of great things on the horizon. Danny K, DMK Productions, why don't you give us your contact info one more time? Okay,
well, you can call me directly or text me at 216-956-1389. My email, if you want to email me, is dannyk6592@yahoo.com. So you can either contact me both ways or call Tom and Ben here at Brunswick Area TV. Leave your name and their contact me, and I'll get right back to you guys.
330-220-1726. Call us over here at BAT.
What about social media? Anything up there? Your YouTube channels?
Thank you for saying that. I do have 3 Facebook pages. One is called Danny K DMK TV shows, and that was broadcasting the Daughter of the Ghoul show years ago. And I did a new Facebook page called Cleveland at Night, so that was the Cleveland at Night shows. And I just started a new one about 1.5 years ago. It's called DMK Sports Network, and that's doing all the sporting events that we're doing for the last couple of years.
Cool.
And I just got done doing the Cleveland Golden Gloves. Second year I did done that, and that's a local amateur boxing. And I just did one in Lorraine a couple weeks ago, which is airing now. And again, if you have any sporting events, give me a call, Danny K, 216-956-1389. I will videotape your sporting events and put it on Brunswick Area TV.
He's a man of the people. He's a man of entertainment. What do you think?
Sounds great.
Ben, I got to ask you, how many years have you been with Brunswick Area TV? I'm a question for you guys.
I started here back in 1998.
Wow.
Yeah, 26 years I just celebrated.
That's fantastic, you know.
Yeah, so
You guys do a great job here in Brunswick. You know, this is probably one of the best public access stations in Northeast Ohio. They used to have a halfway decent one with Time Warner and turned to Spectrum, and that just fell apart. But you guys do local shows and promote it, and you guys do a great stuff for the community. And I appreciate you showing my shows.
Oh, we love hearing that. We love having you on. This is years of, we always take suggestions. If there's something you think we could do better, once we get off the camera and off the mic here, let us know. We'll hear any idea.
Tom, I want to come back and see one of your cooking shows, because you showed me a kitchen that you guys have here at Brunswick Area TV studios over here.
I'm boiling hot dogs as we speak.
Oh.
And one of the nice things is that, like I've told Tom and other people, we were YouTube before YouTube was there, and we're local. So I mean, you can go onto YouTube and go through and click and try to find something that was up there yesterday that's been moved, because there's so many videos after it. Brunswick Area Television is local, so we have that local feel. So if people want to know what's going on in Northeast Ohio, such as your shows, or what's going on at any of the local churches and stuff, I mean, that's what we're doing. We're airing those programs. So Brunswick Area Television, I think, has a really good, strong hold on local. That's what we are. So
again,
thank you for being part of that.
I started this show off with that. I grew up in Cleveland in the 60s, in Cleveland. TV local programming was the best, and I just saying, keeping a Cleveland tradition alive. That's what Brunswick Area TV is doing, keeping a Cleveland tradition alive, and I love it, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down and sharing all of your interests and your passions with us here. Danny K, DMK Productions, check it out.
There you go. And if you'd like to do your own podcast or your own television program, give us a call at 330-220-1726, and you could be doing your own television program, local, right here on Brunswick Area Television. Anything else you'd like to add there, Tom?
Nope. Thank you, Danny.
And Tom, Ben, when you guys first emailed me for this, I was all psyched up, and thank you for bringing me here for this podcast. I had a great time.
Glad to hear it.
All right. I don't think there's anything else to say. Thanks for listening.
Bet Government programs are produced by Chris Golian, Tom Kepler, and Ben Staunton. You can find this and other Brunswick podcasts at www.brunswick.oh.us under the Brunswick Area Television Department. Feel free to reach out to us with topic suggestions or comments. Thanks for tuning in.